Good evening, my YouTube viewers. It is Palestine here. Welcome to my channel. I'm just now getting to make you a video that I wanted to make this morning, but I had to be at church at 9:30 to sing, and then they had a lunch at the church, and then after the lunch at the church, I had to go to a food handout where we weren't given a lot of food and we weren't given chicken, and I rely upon that chicken, which I didn't get this week. And then we had to go shopping at Sainsbury's to get food for dinner because we didn't get the chicken. And then my Sikh friend came over, and so I'm just now at 8:35 able to make this video because I was busy all day long. And basically I wanted to make this video first thing in the morning, and it's about my personal experience of two-tier policing. So basically, I've been treated, in my opinion, unfairly by the authorities. So I can attest to the fact that there is, in fact, two-tier policing in the UK. When I was harassed out of my job at Foster Wheeler, I made complaints to the police and other authorities about Foster Wheeler, and they didn't do anything. They didn't take my complaint seriously at all. But after I got harassed out of my job and I was traumatized and terrorized and got sectioned, and I put on social media some of the things that Foster Wheeler was responsible for doing to me, which included being assaulted by an employee of Foster Wheeler. The only thing that Foster Wheeler had to do was pick up the phone and phone the police. So that's just telling you that the police weren't interested in anything I had to say, but they're definitely in the pocket of Foster Wheeler, and I'm sure that Foster Wheeler was bribing them in some way to getting them to, one, not act on my complaints, and two, try to have me arrested. That was the first incident of two-tier policing. And whenever I wrote a letter to David Cameron, who I didn't know was friendly with Samir Brinko, and Samir Brinko was the CEO of AMEC, and AMEC was in the process of buying Foster Wheeler. Well, David Cameron had me sectioned because I didn't know that David Cameron had given Samir Brinko some business ambassador award where he was supposed to go out and promote business excellence of the UK. So obviously, David Cameron didn't want it to get out what a corrupt company Foster Wheeler was. That was my first instance of two-tier policing, because when I got sectioned, I was actually arrested. When they section you, they actually arrest you and take you to a mental hospital, which is what was done to me. And that was done because I wrote David Cameron a letter. And the thing is I was sectioned for writing David Cameron a letter. I know somebody personally who was going to jump off the top of the Oracle, which is the shopping center in the town I live in. He didn't get sectioned. My boyfriend's tearaway daughter, she smoked, drank, took drugs, had children out of wedlock, and she went up to the IDR, that's the highway, and was going to jump off the bridge, and she didn't get sectioned. And so basically, I got sectioned for writing a letter, and I can give you 2 cases in this video of people who did a lot worse than I did, and they didn't get sectioned. And the second time I got sectioned, I was being harassed and terrorized by my neighbors who are not white. And they vandalized the inside and the outside of my apartment. They made a complaint about me to the housing office, and they said things. They also fabricated things. They fabricated evidence against me. And then, so they were instrumental in getting me sectioned again the second time. And so, yeah, my neighbors, they fabricated evidence against me. They lied about me. They complained about me to the housing office, and they got me sectioned. So that's an example of two-tier policing, and that is in the same lines of what happened to Henry Nowak. And I know that what happened to him was absolutely appalling, and my experience is not nearly as bad as his experience. But I also had an experience of two-tier policing as well. And so I can tell you from my personal first-hand experience that two-tier policing does in fact exist in the UK, because my neighbors are not white, and so they said that I did things that I didn't do, and they had no evidence of that at all, no evidence whatsoever. But they, even though they lied about me and said that I did things that I didn't do, I got sectioned nevertheless for that. And then because I was being terrorized, I was afraid to go places because I was really worried that I was going to go someplace and get stabbed. So I didn't want to go anywhere. I was afraid to go anywhere because I was afraid I was going to get stabbed. Well, what happened to Henry Nowak? He got stabbed. And so, and because I was afraid to go anywhere, I felt like I needed to protect myself because the police weren't protecting me. And so I took some hairspray, and I had hairspray in my bag because I thought, well, if I get attacked, I can spray hairspray on them. And I got sectioned because I had hairspray in my bag to protect myself because the police weren't protecting me. So I know firsthand that there is two-tier policing in the UK, and that two-tier policing extends to the psychiatric profession, because when a person is sectioned, they are arrested and then taken to a mental hospital. So that's what happened to me. The police arrested me and they took me to a mental hospital, and I was subjected to a very unhealthy environment in that mental hospital. So I'm going to go ahead and close this video because I've discussed my experience of two-tier policing, and I'll be making other videos for you very soon. when I feel up to it, because I've got a lot going on in my life, and I get up very early, and I work at home really hard, doing a lot of things at home, and I help people. I'm not going to say I help a lot of people, but I do help people, and the help that I give to people is time consuming. So thank you for watching my video. If you like my video, please like and subscribe. And thank you so much for taking an interest in my life, as pathetic as it may be.